First order of business, 1.1, pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, I'll read the statement just so I can listen to myself speak through the microphone. Our mission statement: to graduate all students with high levels of academic and personal achievement, ready for post-secondary excellence, prepared for productive, compassionate citizenship through research-based instruction and a collaborative system of support. 2.0 changes. All righty. Next is 3.0 is public forum. Individuals are on site during this portion of the board meeting. Members of the public are specifically invited to present items of commendation or concern. At the discretion of the board chair, further public participation may be allowed at the time specific agenda items are under consideration. Individuals viewing online, we post the upcoming agendas on our website the Friday before regularly scheduled Monday school board meetings. This will allow public comments prior to the board meeting. Please click the link provided and share your comments for the school board to consider at their upcoming meetings. Personnel matters may not be discussed in public at a school board meeting. Members of the public who have personnel concerns or commendations should share them directly with the district superintendent. Looks like I didn't have any today. All right. Well, thank you. Thanks for being here today, audience. 4.0, presentations, recognitions. 4.1, license appreciation resolution. I think I have that here.
I've got a paper copy if you need.
No, I got it. All right. Pleasant Hill School District. Resolution recognizing Teacher Appreciation Week. Whereas teachers mold future citizens through their commitment to guidance, mentorship, and delivery of quality education, and whereas teachers engage daily with students of widely differing backgrounds, abilities, and experiences, fostering inclusion, growth, and opportunity, and whereas the future of our country and community depends on the ability of our education system to provide all students with equitable and high-quality learning experiences, and whereas teachers dedicate countless hours beyond the classroom preparing lessons, assessing student progress, providing individual support, coaching activities, and contributing to community service, and whereas the Pleasant Hill community recognizes and deeply values the dedication, resilience, and professionalism of our teachers in educating and shaping the lives of our students, now therefore be it resolved that Pleasant Hill School District Board of Directors proclaims May 4th through the 8th of 2026 to be Teacher Appreciation Week, and be it further resolved that Pleasant Hill School District Board of Directors strongly encourages all members of the community to join in expressing sincere appreciation to our teachers for their unwavering commitment and devotion to the success and well-being of all students. So I will say thank you again for teachers. I really appreciate everything they do. Are we have plans for appreciation week already?
Not yet, and that's why item 6, we've got some time today on discussion item just.
Going to get those already? Great, sounds good. 5.1, action items. 5.1, approve March 9th board meeting minutes. Any questions or comments from anyone? Hearing none, I will hear motions.
Move to approve the March 9th, 2026 regular board meeting minutes.
This has been moved. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
3 yeses. 1 abstain, I'm guessing.
Yes.
1 abstain. Passes. 5.2, approve OSAA cooperative agreement for track and field.
All right, we got 2 cooperative agreements for you tonight. This is the first one. So for core member schools located in the same geographic area, we may apply for cooperative sponsorship for an OSA activity when a school has difficulty sponsoring the activity by itself. So for the 25-26 academic year, the following program is applying for cooperative sponsorship, and that's boys and girls track. So it would be Pleasant Hill High School and Lowell High School. So the support for this application will make activities possible available to Pleasant Hill and Lowell School District at students that would otherwise not be possible. So specifically, Lowell does not have an all-weather track or a pole vault pit. However, the school does have a coach with experience necessary to train students in the pole vault event. So during our last fundraising event to resurface the track, that also included being able to purchase a pole vault pit. So we can actually hold regional meets now as well here. We don't have a trained coach in doing that. Lowell's coach is trained. They don't have a place to be able to practice pole vault. So this cooperative sponsorship would make that available to have their coach come and be able to coach our athletes and then be able to share and use of the pole vault pit. So it's recommended the board of directors support the USA cooperative sponsorship application for boys and girls track, whether the high school and Lowell High School.
Any questions or comments from you? No, makes sense. All right, I'll hear motions.
Move to approve the OSA competitive agreement for track and field.
Then so moved. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passes 4 yeses. 5.3, approve OSAA cooperative agreement for boys volleyball.
So this next cooperative sponsorship is around boys volleyball, and so it Pleasant Hill High School and Crestwell High School. OSAA has adopted boys volleyball now as a sport. We still have it as a club. Last year we were actually able to form a team. This year we don't have enough boys that are interested in participating. Crestwell is just on the cusp of having enough students to fill the boys volleyball team. And so with a partnership that will allow the students who wish to participate, which I understand right now is about 2, to do so by joining the Crestwell program. So Crestwell will host the team, Pleasant Hill students, families will provide their own transportation. There's no cost to the district. So it's recommended the board of directors support the OSA cooperative sponsorship application for boys volleyball, Pleasant Hill High School and Crestwell High School.
I guess I just have one question. I think I already know the answer, but these are for 1 year only, I guess, for just this season essentially, right?
They are correct. Just 1 year.
Any other questions for
I
me?
should say actually 1 season.
1 season, yeah. All right, I'll hear motions.
Move to approve the OSAA cooperative agreement, for boys volleyball.
All right, it's been moved. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Passes 4-0. All right, person 5.4, group personnel, action.
All right, so this month's personnel action is we're recommending Taylor Renke for the temporary Pleasant Hill High School mathematics position that was vacated mid-year. Taylor holds a Bachelor of Science in Mathematics from the University of Oregon and a master's degree in curriculum and teaching. He has been teaching mathematics to students in grades 6 through 12 since 2013. Brings both strong content knowledge and extensive classroom experience. We're excited to welcome Taylor to the Pleasant Hill High School team and are confident he'll provide high quality instruction and continuity for our students. This is, I think, really kind of one of those fortunate opportunities where other districts in our area have some mid-year layoffs and cuts, and Taylor was made available to us to come in mid-year and take over this position. Let's recommend the board of directors approve the personnel action for licensed employees as reflected in this resolution, and the addendum presented along with it. The category is temporary hire.
Thank you. Any questions? Anyone? All right, I'll hear motions.
Move to approve the personnel action.
Then so moved. All those in favor?
Aye.
Passes 4-0. Next is 5.5, accept enrollment report.
So this is our quarterly comparison. So it's the quarter 3 of March 31st. As you can see in the last column, we've had a total of 950 students at the last quarter, with 416 at the elementary school, 238 at the middle school, and 296 at the high school. This time last year, we were at 931, and the year before at 963. So I think we're still settling into that sweet spot as far as a consistent enrollment at this point in time.
Thank you. Any questions for anyone? No? All right. We have to, we're approving all these, right? Yes. Yeah. All your motions?
I'll move to accept the enrollment report in the third quarter.
And so moved, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passes 4-0. 5.6, accept financial report.
All right, we have your third quarter, the year's financial report. The first document is the general fund revenues and expenditures up through the end of March. We received 3.7 million in current year property taxes and 37,000 in other tax related income. We're anticipating an additional 112,000 received during our 25-26 year. We received 7.5 million in state school fund payments, expecting another 1.6 million. We received 428,000 in interest from investments, 79,000 as the first half of our common school fund payment, and 236,000 in other revenue. On our expenditures, we have spent 4.2 million in salary, with another 2.2 million encumbered. Our benefits are 2.3 million, with another 1.3 million encumbered. Purchase services are currently at 1.1 million, with 591,000 encumbered. Our supplies, capital outlay, and other expenditures are currently at 421,000, with 207,000 encumbered. We transferred 2.3 million into our reserve account. Are there any questions on the general fund revenues and expenditures? All right, the next document is the general fund summary. It's a rehash of some of the numbers on the other form, but we've also added projections. So we projected that we will be at, well, oh, so sorry, I have the wrong copy. You guys have the correct document. Okay. So we're anticipating 13,000,009, potentially at the end of this year in revenue and 15.8 million in expenses. The difference of that will be handled through our ending fund balance. And our reserve funds include, they are, have already been transferred, so that won't be an additional expense. Any questions on that document? The third document is a recap of our cash and investment accounts. Shows that our general checking account is at 293,000, our payroll account is at 10,000. Our local government investment pool is where the state school fund gets deposited, it's at 14.7 million, so that's used to transfer money over into the other accounts as we need it. There's 464 in our local money market, 4,000 in our scholarship fund, and then high school has a money market at 62,000. With total cash and investments at 15.5 million. And then the final form shows our reserve accounts, the resources into our insurance benefits, our enrichment account, equipment repair. So all of our reserve accounts have revenue either through activity that happens or through the transfers in our main general fund. And then the expenditures according to what we budget to spend on each of those accounts in a given year. We also have our preschool program with revenues of 84,000, expenses of 53 so far this year. Our food service with revenues of 526,000 and expenses of 408,000. And that's all I have.
Excited for budget season coming up? Anybody have any questions on any of that? Right.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Sherry. All your motions.
Move to accept The third quarter financial report? Or is it this approval?
Not exception, it's fine.
Okay.
That's been so moved. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Passes 4-0. 5.7, approve sole source procurement.
Yes, this has to do with our summer learning grants. The last year we met about the summer learning grant. The intention from the state was actually to do this in a biennial meeting, since it was supposed to be for 2 years. Those rules changed. And then we got word that they were doing a competitive grant process. So they still gave us the point system that said these districts are the districts that have the opportunity to apply for the competitive grant. Grants were in the amount of a total of $1 million that we could apply for. In the previous grant cycle, they told us how much that we actually were able to get. So the idea now is it's a competitive grant. You figure out how much your program costs, and then you send that proposal to the state, and then the state will supposed to award mid to late April. We're hoping if it's done, that we see it by late April. So this is a special procurement contract to award to Catapult Learning. Again, Catapult provided the services for our summer learning last year as well. So we still intend to operate a K-11 program in 2026. It's aligned to the requirements of the Oregon Summer Learning Grant. The district will receive an amount to be determined by the Oregon Department of Education and reimbursable grant funds to provide literacy and ELA-focused academic support, enrichment opportunities, and credit recovery. With licensed in-person instructional staff, training post-assessment for learning measurements, professional development, curriculum, instructional materials, and staffing and behavioral support. I should add in there that there's also an enrichment process for this as well. So we'll offer an enrichment activity for students. The program approval timeline established by ODE, final approvals associated with should begin mid to late April, with grantee grant agreement beginning the first week of June. The exemption is justified for the following reasons. The program design requires a provider capable of delivering a comprehensive integrated service model that includes staffing, curriculum, assessment, and program management aligned to state grant requirements. Bundling these services through a single provider provides fiscal efficiency, reduces administrative burden on the school district, and supports reliable implementation of the required instructional hours and program elements. The express state timeline for grant approval and program implementation makes a traditional competitive procurement process impractical. The procurement is unlikely to encourage favoritism or substantially diminish competition because the exemption is limited to specialized summer learning program services that must meet specific programmatic and operational criteria. Upon board approval and ODE grant notice of award, the district will issue a notice of intent to award and enter into a contract with Catapult Learning for an amount not to exceed the grants award. Currently, we've asked the state for $146,066. That's for 100 students. So breakdown is about $1,460 per student. Last year, our grant was based off 60 students. We didn't quite fill all the seats with the 60. This year, we're anticipating that we'll really get a little bit more because we do have some more runway, and it's already been a program that's been proven. So the recognition from parents and students is I think much more manageable, and we'll get some more students out. Catapult is, as far as I can see in my research going out and looking, they're the only program that offers the fully and turnkey approach for this as well. So it's recommended the board of directors approve a special class procurement exemption for summer learning instructional services and authorize the superintendent to contract with Catapult Learning for the 3-year 2026, 2027, and 2028 Oregon Department of Education Summer Learning Grant. And that's the difference for this as well, as this is going to start to become a 3-year grant cycle as well. Having said that, the state's already changed their rules a couple of times, but even our fingers crossed.
Will you have any termination rights in that contract if the state changes the rules substantially?
Termination with Catapult.
Okay.
We only enter into a contract on a yearly basis with Catapult.
Okay.
Yeah, this just gives me the authorization to be able to enter into for the next 2 years as we get the grant funding from the state.
This is the same company we used last year, right? It's
Same
just
company.
now we're over you.
Is that? You guys think that's fair guidelines to not reevaluate? In 3 years, if there's more programs coming up that the state's.
This is just saying the board won't necessarily have to remember, right? The gym won't, or whoever the superintendent is, still has to authorize it every year or sign the contract, so he's gonna.
Correct, this would allow, so the state is now saying that they were supposed to do this last time around, to enter into a buy-in. To really say that we have funding for 24-25 and 25-26, so we'll know exactly what we're supposed to be getting. They're now saying there's a competitive grant, we're going to have this money available for you for the next 3 years. And we'll go through the process of applying for it now. It'll be available if we're awarded, it'll be available this year in 26, it'll be available in 27, it'll be available in 2028. This provides me with the opportunity to be able to award a contract with Catapult, for each of those 3 years.
One at a time though, right?
It's one at a time, yeah. Sorry, it should be meant to take us, as we're gonna enter into a 3-year contract. It's dependent on state funding as well.
Would you be reevaluating them every year to, or see if there's other things on the market, or do you just?
Oh, absolutely. We did this last year as well, and so we took feedback from the staff and then provided that to Catapult. We met with Catapult, they've gone over the changes that we want to see, and we'll see if that comes through for this next year. Yeah.
Any other questions or thoughts?
Is this, is this they're saying that there's funding for the next 3 years, but is this something we have to apply for every year? The grant?
At
Or
this
are
point,
you applying for all 3 years right now?
no, we're applying for the first of the 3 years. But once you apply for it and you've shown that you've got a program, the application process is supposed to get easier as far as the competitiveness of the grant. It's difficult to say what will happen after this year because they continue to build these things as we're doing it.
Okay.
Any other thoughts or questions for the board? All right, your motions on this item.
I move approval of resolution 2526.125.
And so moved, all those in favor?
Aye.
Passes 4-0. On 6.0, discussion items, 6.1, board calendar review.
All right, so what you got in front of you is a draft 26-27 school board and budget meeting calendar review. At this point, we won't need to meet early in July, because this won't be right now any changes as far as swearing in board members. We've already done a 2-year swearing in of or election of a board chair and a vice chair, so we have a July 27th board charge and board meeting, and then August 24th, there's an opportunity to be able to repeat that as well. I think in the past, what I've seen is we have conversation in that first one and not need to come back to finalize some of the work that we're doing on the goals. So I built that in, and then first board meeting after the year begins is at the end of September 21st, 2 in October, 5th and 19th, 2 in November, 2nd, 16th, 1 in December, 1 in January, 2 in February, single meeting in March, 2 in April, 2 in May, and then we begin our budget orientation also and budget committee meetings in May. June 7th, board meeting, budget committee, June 14th, budget committee if needed, and then wrap the year up June 21st with another budget committee, a budget hearing and board meeting. Some thoughts on the dates. Overall,
There's no work sessions on here.
there's not more, thank you for bringing that up. The other piece, I think in here, there's a couple of dates that are available in January, in September. we got the 1 day schedule, and I don't know if you guys want to have like the idea of work session right now. In the past, we've scheduled work sessions in here. And then done a board charge meeting as far as developing new goals, or if you want to maybe, and I can put it back in. But if you want to start to align your work sessions, or your goals, I guess, around those work sessions. Thoughts on that? We could extend one of the board meetings, with an earlier work session that they might lead into a board meeting. First, like a February 22nd meeting.
How many work sessions do we have this year? I don't remember.
I think we did, we generally did around 3.
Hmm.
And it's not imperative that we approve this rate now as well as far as the board meeting schedule. I think it would be important that we do it, before the year ends.
Right.
Okay.
So, anybody have any thoughts or questions now, or can think about it? Discuss again next time, or?
Kind of like liking it with the goals right here. We wanna have. Board development time for something or for like, you know. What we need, I guess. Dates.
Days, just a half days.
Yeah, trying to relate to the calendar.
Just I need more dates on my calendar right now. Any other thoughts? Wait for the charge meeting, we set up some things next year.
Yeah, it works.
You guys,
So I think what I can do is bring it back, similar to what it is right now, and then knowing that we've got, some time in September, January, March, to add 3 work sessions, and then we can always do a resolution, make some changes to the board meetings as well.
sounds good.
Okay.
6.2 license appreciation week.
So this is a placeholder to discuss, what the board might like to do this year for, showing appreciation for our licensed staff.
Awesome. I mean, I was thinking salads this year, is what I was thinking.
Salad.
Did we do last year where we did like the raffle or give, we did ice cream, yeah, but did we give away gift cards or anything? I can't remember, or was that 2 years ago?
I think that was a while ago.
Or was it a while ago? No. Do we do something on just ice cream, get together?
Let's just regret this.
But it's in May, you decided, and that was May, right?
We could afford
Yeah,
it.
we-
Or 4 to May.
The next meeting is on the 20th, that would essentially give us,
Couple weeks, couple weeks.
give us the week of the 27th, to prepare. So, yeah, it should, sorry, it gives the week of the 20th after the meeting and the week of the 27th.
Yeah.
I mean, think of the miles that week.
Wow.
So, margaritas.
There you go. Yeah, I guess that's one of the things about it, we can see what ideas Rusty has as well. Come back next meeting with, some ideas on what we want to do. Sounds good. 7.1, calendar of events. Any additions to that, Angela?
April 8th, we got PTO meeting, here at 2:30 in the community center. Got a booster meeting also that evening, here in the community center at 6:30. Our annual jazz festival starts Saturday, April 11th. Performance will begin at 8 a.m. Education Foundation will be April 16th, here in the community center at 6 p.m. And then the annual booster auction is April 25th at the Willard Pavilion, and that starts at 5:30. And as you get into May, we've got a couple of plant sales that are coming up. One's on Saturday, May 2nd, and then PTO booster and Education Foundation again in May. And just get on your calendars, graduation is Friday, June 5th.
So, good. Got to the point where we're looking at graduation already, no? Okay. All right, I'll try and wait to a couple of these things here. Any questions on any of those, anyone?
I signed up for something,
Okay, you have the Jazz Festival. Looks
Yeah.
like.
and the Education Foundation meeting, I believe.
Yeah, I see you on there for April 16th.
Sounds good, thank you.
Kimberly, just as a reminder, as far as the upcoming Education Foundation meeting, confirm that
Yeah.
things are still at the same time, okay? So if the changes can be moved forward.
All right, 8.0 other business for everyone? No? All right, 9.0, I'm going to recess our regular meeting to executive session to conduct deliberations with persons designated to carry out the labor negotiations, ORS 192.660. Sure. I'll reconvene the regular scheduled board meeting. And our next board meeting is April 20th, right here in the community center. With that, we're adjourned.